Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce. My name is Sailania Fakari. Welcome to my presentation. I'm here talking about the history of fashion in Indonesia. Does anyone know the history of fashion in Indonesia? If no one knows yet, it would be perfect if the author discussed some information about the history of Indonesia, of fashion in Indonesia, according to Denys Lombard, where he is on one of the author of a book on Nusa Java cultural coaching, 1996. Kebaya comes from the Arabic language Kaba, which means clothing, and was introduced discreetly through the Portuguese language when they landed in Southern Asia. The word kebaya has the meaning of of one of them as a type of clothing, such as the first blouse worn by Indonesian women in the 15 or 6th century. So his argument can be operated by several analogies of linguistic teaching, which until now we all know him Abaya, which itself defines as a long tunic typical of Arabic. While some people believe that the kebaya is linked from women tunic clothing that existed during the Ming dynasty in China. So this has occurred after massive immigration to the peninsula of South and Southeast Asia in 13 to 16 and 10 country act. Apart from Arab, Portuguese, and even Chinese origins, we really appreciate if this spread is indeed from the north of the Indonesia archipelago, where this is closely related to the country through with the Arab, Portuguese, and Chinese spread, so they could have quite different versions of one of the respective kebaya, so that in the end Java become one of the southernmost distribution destination, because no more track of it were found in the western Pacific Island or the northern peninsula of Australia. In the 19th century, this kebaya was worn by all social class varied mainly by Japanese and Dutch women. In fact, the kebaya is life itself and become a must wear for the women who immigrant to Indonesia. So the 1950s, there there were many classic styles of dress but elegant look, which was popularly known as the new look style, which was adapted from where fashion trend in ancient times. This fashion model was often seen as a model designed by Christian Dior, who in 1957 introduced introduced the Corolla line, but later became known as the New Look. Although now many other designers such as Balenciaga, Blaming, and Fiat also adapted this for early, earlier in 1939. Unfortunately, their their efforts were hampered by the outbreak of World War I, as recently 2 years after the war. There has no succeeded in international creating an international sensation with this new look design. The fashion design in this new look kebaya is the opposite of an of a economical attitude. Even the fashion trend 20 to 2020 20 to 2020 are growing rapidly apart from fashion trend in general. Several fashion products are also predicted to be popular in 2020. The prediction comes from a number of works by well-known designers for 2020 which are considered as the fashion maker. Here are some the 2020 fashion trends. Toothbrush to operate in 2010. In 2020, toothbrush pants are expected to become a current trend. Meanwhile, skinny pants are those that fit the lengths are no longer an option. Number 2, crotch quoted from Harper's Bazaar. crochet, knitting, taxi quiz will appreciate a lot in 2020. These knit were in packaged with a more contemporary style to limit the old impression. Number 3. Like color. In the line with what did it say? Bright colors such as blue, green, yellow, bright red will be food in 2020. Number Number 7. Overflow. Tops and dresses that are layered or overflow are also expected to be a lot of choice. Number 5. Polka dot. Polka dot and stripes will be increasingly in demand. Insider predicts that 2020 many designers will play with a cheerful cheerful impression through polka dot patterns. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.